Hi, man. Good to see you too.
Okay. Hey, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I got my good friend Anthony Zender with me. I was able to meet Anthony in person at the Full Disclosure Now conference. Him and his sister, they're amazing people. They're great. They're cool to hang out with, and he's true to his story. Like everything he says, he's the real deal. And Anthony's a MILAB. He's a super soldier, and he's a healer. He's a many things. He's with the Pythagorean Illuminati, and he's going to get into all that today. And we tried to do this. This is like the second time we tried, or third time we tried to do this. But so he must have something really important to say because we're getting interference. But with all that said, I'd like to give him a big warm welcome back to the show. Anthony, thank you so much for coming back on. How are you?
I'm good, Rob. Thanks for having me on. It's always an honor to be on with you. It's been good to get to meet you, like at the Full Disclosure Now conference, and we got to meet each other and have conversations, and yeah, it's just been good to know you, and it's good to be with another person that has maintained their way in this community, in disclosure, and continued to stay in it, to get to the truth. And I know you deal with what I deal with, being targeted and stuff. So that's why I commend you, because that is part of being part of this is being in the tie wrap program, which is the Targeted Individual Research Advanced Program, which I found out was ran by DARPA, and it's like a neurological monitoring program that targeted individuals are a part of, like in MILABs, fall underneath that category. And I found out this from the files, the ACIO files,
Yeah.
like the term tie wrap, because I always knew I was a targeted individual. But when I had talked to Peter, I just heard him bring up the term tie wrap, which he then explained what that was, and then I realized that that was the program going on for targeted individuals and monitoring targeted individuals and surveillancing them, and so that's just been like what I've been realizing been happening in my life as I'm part of this program. But I know why I am is because I am in the secret space program, and that has identified me as a person of interest for the programs, for the unacknowledged special access programs, which makes me made me a MILAB, made me militarily abducted at 6 years old, and
I
and
agree,
then
man. One thing I wanted to say was like you seem like you could be like the typical used for super soldier. You were a professional fighter. You were a Marine. People don't know that you were a real Marine. You served in combat. You were a real professional fighter as well. So you have like all the skills to be a super soldier. Whereas like you see some people, I'm not ripping on anybody or anything like that, but some people you're like they don't seem like they could be a super soldier, and like maybe different people are used for different things in their life, but you seem like you could definitely be like a physical boots on the ground super soldier used for missions and shit like that. You know what I mean?
right, yeah, I definitely have the skill set for that. Just with how my life has panned out, and it has definitely been a bleed through, like definitely been a bleed through from what I experienced in being taken, and then being put back, and then living in this timeline, and then having all of that bleed through. I made decisions that led me in certain directions, like joining the Marines, becoming a fighter, and those were bleed throughs from my 20 and backs and my MILAB experience, because that's what happened was I would get taken and then do like a 20 and back and then put back age regress like no time had happened, and then live out my actual timeline in this timeline. And that has happened to me multiple times from my understanding. Yeah.
And you're getting all this information from like basically like Peter the Insider, or no, I mean you have your own memories, but like Peter the Insider is like verifying this for you. I mean, is that kind of what's going on, or like?
That's where I got to, because I had all of these things happening to me, and that's what happened to me was I had my awakening in 2012, and had all these phenomena happen to me, dreams, UFOs following me around, government people following me around, and then that's when I started questioning and asking questions, and then that's black helicopters following me, and then that's when I found out that I was a MILAB and a super soldier, and like a targeted individual, and then that quest, like I opened the door to conspiracies, secret societies, ancient mysteries, all of that, to get to the truth. And part of that led me to finding Peter the Insider, who was able to confirm like all of the memories I had, of all the missions that I was recalling. Like he knew what was happening in them, was just able to confirm them, to even fill in other certain parts of missions and stuff like that, which was incredible when it happened, when I found him, because, I knew I had found who I was looking for to be able to really confirm that I was a super soldier.
Yeah, and like
that happened in 2016.
Wow. Yeah. And like, it's not just you, like your sister's also being used like in the programs. And then I remember when I interviewed you and your sister, you guys have a third sibling who might be being used as well in the programs, but that person isn't public from what you told me, from what I remember. Right. But like I was trying to make was like your whole family's being used in this, like kind of, right. Like,
yeah. Because, that's what I was going to say, is because it is like a genetic thing. And you're identified when you're young with genetics, with psychic ability, because they, the NAZIs, they found out psychic ability had to do with like consciousness technology, and that was transferred over to the U.S. Through Project Paperclip, and then the technology was transferred over. They created the secret space program. So they psychic ability is really what the consciousness technology is based on. And so these people are identified and then taken at a young age. I was taken at 6 years old. I remember a hand coming and taking me out of my window at night. That was the screen memory that was placed over my mind, but I was taken to a deep underground military base because I remember the doctors standing over me in white lab coats, and I was on a table, just on the table, and I remember them just like standing over me. And then I remember being in rooms, like rainbow rooms on Stranger Things, because Stranger Things is soft disclosure, and being in rooms full of children on a table, and we're surrounded by children, and we're doing telepathically bowl, moving it around with our hands, and doing that in those rainbow rooms. And that's why when I saw Stranger Things and they had the rainbow rooms, that brought back memories of when I had been taken down to the deep underground military bases. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then And it all was when you saw Stranger Things. Was that like a confirmation to you? Like, did it trigger more memories to come through? Would you
Oh
say?
yeah, oh yeah, it definitely does because, um, that when I had these memories before Stranger Things came out, you know, and I would have these memories of being taken down to deep underground military bases, doing all these experiments with psychic ability, and then I would wake up in my room, with a bloody nose, like like periodically, like throughout my days, because that was when I was getting MILAB, and
Yeah.
like that's when I was getting taken, and then they were, sticking uh, implants in my nose, and these were to control the abilities and stuff like that as I was operating in everyday, life, but still getting taken as a child.
Do you think you had real alien contact too? Like you
I
think you had real alien contact as well, from what you can
I
remember?
I mean, I know I did. I've always had, an Arcturian lineage, like starseed lineage, and I've had contact with Arcturians. I've had contact with Mantis beings. I've had contact with Nordics. I've had contact with Syrians. Um, I've had contact with like pretty much every um, being that there is, because I know I'm part of um, these uh, these these uh, these things that are going on. These like yeah, I forgot like
Would
the
it be like a
the
like an alien, like something that like mesh like humans and aliens together or something like that? Like, are they
y- y-
like experiment with people? Like, are they
y-
trying to, like, you know what I mean?
it's like I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank because sometimes I get blanked out because I do get hit all the time with directed energy weapons, being a targeted individual. They do this to TIs, and I found out because it slows down the memory process of what we're remembering, of being involved in the secret space program and being like 20 backs. Like, we get hit with directed range weapons to slow down the memory process and to like
Yeah,
disrupt things. Like when we start remembering things, they'll hit you with a directed range weapon. So
yeah,
that's just that's part of being part of it. But it's just like ongoing things that has gone throughout the years, which year after year, you kind of like find out more and more about what you've been involved in and understand it more and more. Like being involved in like time travel and how that's possible, and because like the physics that the elite use, it's actually six-dimensional physics instead of four-dimensional physics. That is what the scientific materialists, like uh, scientists, use in this uh, in this realm. Like, it's a whole different type of like hyperdimensional physics where time travel is possible, and they've already discovered that.
wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, and then what do you remember from the My Labs? Or do you remember being taken, like is it like would it be after like alien content, or is it like part of the targeting and stuff like that too? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just, like I'm saying, like I remember being taken to deep underground military bases like periodically throughout my life, and then this was all in like preparation to in grooming for the secret space program, and to me be in the secret space program, because in my everyday life, a group of uh, brothers that were all training to be pilots in the military were moved in next to me to influence me to join the military. So I was actually having things done to me in this life to influence what decisions I would make. because they were trying to influence me for all the secret space program training.
Yeah, and then like when did you discover the Pythagorean Illuminati? Because it seems like you that's like the key, right?
Yeah. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I didn't really know about the extraordinary world, and what happened was I obviously I had a mystical experience, an unio mystica, which oneness with God, which just changed my whole paradigm, and that was where I began my hero's journey, and then just started having all sorts of supernatural experiences happening around me. I noticed I was getting followed by government and stuff like that, and so that was when I realized I had taken the red pill, and I'd gone from like the world of common day to the extraordinary world, and that was where I started to uncover that I was in the secret space program, because I was having all sorts of memory recalls coming back that would happen in my dreams, because I was getting connection with my soul where the memory is kept, so I would remember memories of missions that I would have on my dreams. And so this is what, like, the timeline of what was coming back from being like dropped off from ahead of time, because they take you and then you live out this, and then they put you back to where you are, and then you live out your life in this already having experienced like everything. um
Yeah. That it's crazy, right? It's probably crazy trying to piece this stuff together, because they don't. It's not like they're giving you. I mean, like, I'm sure you get clues with your memories, right? But it's like for people that are just watching this, that are new to this stuff, it's like these
Yeah, you
memories.
say you said clues with your memories, because I use my brain, because clues with your memories, I use disclosure movies to explain the process of remembering. And there's a movie called Paycheck where he is involved in black operations, where he's working on time travel and creating time travel for a corporation, and he has to agree to get his memory wiped after he works on the project, and it's called Paycheck. But when he gets his memory wiped, he leaves himself clues to figure out like what he's been involved in time travel, and I like experience the same thing, like with what unfolds in my life, that indicates all the things that I've been in time travel and black operations and getting my memory wiped, because I just have the memories of actually like the trip chair and walking up to the trip chair, and it was in the middle of a room, and it was like there was like these glass, like it was a circular glass uh, room, and there was white, and there was people behind the glass, and I there was a chair in the middle, and I went up and sat in it, and that was obviously one of the many times that my memory was erased and stuff, because being MILAB and stuff, you're involved in MK Ultra, which is definitely shown in Stranger Things and stuff, and they do like in like extreme things to uh, unleash these psychic abilities and stuff, because the Nazis actually found out that's what you had to do. Extreme like duress was how abilities were unlocked and stuff. So that's what they're doing to children, like when they take them.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a big part of. And then like when you started waking up, and then you started seeing that you were being targeted as well. Do you ever feel like sometimes I feel like I was targeted before I even had a podcast? Like you know what I mean? Like it's like,
You've always been you before you even knew because I just started. I knew in 2012. I woke up and then I realized I was being followed, and even by black helicopters and stuff, and actual TR series craft that holographically project vehicles in aircraft, but they're actually TR series advanced secret space program craft. Like that's what you gotta understand because you can go outside and they're flying around everywhere right now, and they're secret space program craft just flying around everywhere, and you can tell by their light patterns and stuff, and you can tell that they're a little off and stuff, and they'll fly at you sideways, and there are people reporting. There's just so many reports of these like drones and all these craft that are around that are not like FAA regulation lights, but these are the secret space program craft. Like these are the actual craft that I know are responsible for abducting me when I was MILAB, like from as a child. Like they come up and they're cloaked and they can cloak and they can just come and take you, and they do that to tons of children. And I
wow.
guess like yeah, that was when I got a hold of my files. I guess apparently Peter said that I was I was lucky to be alive, and I should be dead. Like I should definitely be dead because everything that they show on Stranger Things is true. Like what they did to 11 and stuff, and that is because I underwent that like as a MILAB, and so but like all that was for secret space program, um, for the secret space program.
That's yeah, I'm just looking at my questions here. So and then what about the Pythagorean Illuminati? What drew you to
Oh
them?
yeah,
Like
oh yeah.
that because they
I was getting to that because I was getting that because I got out of the Marine Corps, and then I had my awakening, and I started doing research, and then went through the whole gambit of the conspiracies and UFOs and secret societies and ancient mysteries. What we're all, what the community, of what we're in.
yeah
But like everything that I'd always been like interested in the Illuminati, and when I found out about the Illuminati, that was the nexus point because I found out that everything bad, about the Illuminati, that they're the dark ones, the you know the neoconservatives, the political, the actors, the just the Zionists, the actual ones that do exist, which are the elite, but
yeah
they are not the actual Illuminati. Like the real Illuminati are the Pythagorean Illuminati, and they actually took that and actually tainted it and stuff to keep people away from finding out about the Pythagorean Illuminati and the secrets that they guard, which are the Holy Grail, which is the Philosopher's Stone, which is the grand unified theory of everything. It is it's the answers to everything that you could ever think of is what they actually have, and it's
a
actually.
couple things like they don't want us to reach enlightenment obviously, and then is one of their theories that like like quantum entanglement, that I'm like you're me, that we're like we're all one, like all of us are united, like in a way
Oh
humans that
yeah,
are
we definitely exist as one, and quantum entanglement is definitely, what because what they've done with the grand unified theory of everything is they've actually taken quantum mechanics and general relativity, which is basically the world of mind and the world of matter, and they've been able to unify it, which science is still trying to do. And with like things like M theory are still trying to find out how to unify like mind and matter, because they don't accept mind as an actual substance.
Yeah.
They think it's matter that produces mind, but it's actually mind that produces matter. And when they figure that out, is when they'll actually uh, have a complete, understanding of the nature of reality, which the Illuminati already actually have. And they get out in all of their books, which is like 233 books. And they have 4 different Patreons where for the past like year and a half, they've been writing these extensive articles, which is just like the knowledge is just like completely irrefutable, because they are the oldest ancient secret society that there is, that have existed since 561 BCE, untainted, and that's why their knowledge is complete, because they've existed throughout all of that time, actually opposing the elite, actually opposing the old world order, that always has always been the hierarchy that has enslaved us and ruled in perpetuity, like throughout time. Like the real Illuminati are the ones that have been against them. Like that's what the Armageddon conspiracy is. And I found that out when I found the Pythagorean Illuminati in 2016. When I was doing my research, and I finally found their website, and then I was like, whoa, what is this? Because all the knowledge, I was like, this is like really who they say they are. Just like you said earlier, like I am who I say I am. Like you're vouching, for me, you say that I say that I am who I am. Like I'm a super soldier. I and but they are exactly who they are saying they are. Is they are the Illuminati.
Yeah,
And
the,
that
the
like,
real the real Illuminati, the enlightened ones,
oh
and they
yeah,
want to show
oh,
people how to reach enlightenment,
and
right?
when you read their work, you will definitely understand. You'll be like, wow, whoever wrote these books, which their communication cell was tasked out by 4 different authors to write the 233 books. Because if you search, you won't find any like a greater work like that there is, like, because 6 different authors coming together to write 233 books is like a tremendous work. And like knowing that, like once you go to their site and you see all their books, they're written by different authors, but they're all pen names. Those aren't like the real names of the people, but they're all in the Pythagorean Illuminati, like all those authors are.
Wow, that's
And
fascinating.
yeah, right. It is the most fascinating thing that I have ever discovered. Like, because they are the keepers of the secret religion of illumination. Which is the path of the Holy Grail, the hero's journey. Like I actually uh, discovered it when I discovered them. Like at the end of writing my last book, I found out about the hero's journey and how it was something that you could really do, like with your soul. Like, and Neo in the Matrix was like the best example of it. Like the path of the hero's journey.
Wow, man, this is deep. This is really deep stuff, man. Like, yeah. Let's see what other questions I have for you. And then, did you want to talk a little bit more about the MILABs and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we were talking about, like, I started to remember missions, and not only being in the inside of the deep underground military bases, but I remember being transported up to the moon, because I remember just like this memory of the moon, just like or the earth, just like kind of like going away from me very fast. And I know now, like intuitively, and through all the memory recall that I was being taken up to the moon, because through the memory recall, through the research, through what other people are saying, everything, and through what Peter says, I've been able to piece together all the compartmentalized things to be able to understand more, and have like total recall, which so I mean, I don't have total recall, but I going through I'm remembering enough to be able to prove what I'm saying is what I've been involved in. So I remember going up to the moon, and I remember being in like classrooms of children, and we were watching Hitler on an advanced screen. The Hitler was right there teaching about Atlantis to this group full of children I was in. And then I remember being in like a kind of like a hangar bay, and the group full of children was there again, and I was in it. And there was a woman in front, a blonde woman, and she was teaching about a Hanabu 3 craft that was like sitting right next to all the children. And I know that was because I was there, on the Nazi moon base, on Lunar Operations Command, like whatever you want to call it. I was there being trained, and those were MILAB, training memories.
Wow, that's insane, man. That's intense. Like, did you recognize anybody up there? Did you anybody we know, or like anything, or like, do you have memories of like people in the programs like as well?
Yeah, I do definitely. Like just kind of I mean, I'll just say one off the top of my head right now, because I'm just going off the top of my head, and I do recognize people that are in the programs too, because I will remember a mission. And like one mission was where I was with like I was on an escort team, and we were escorting Trump like into a big like hangar base, like when we had advanced ships and everything, secret space program ships. And I went down, and I was part of an escort team. And then when we got out, I saw someone that I knew, who was actually Elena Kapolnik. I don't know if you know who Elena Kapolnik is. Do you know who Elena Kapolnik is?
I don't know her.
Elena Kapolnik was, a super soldier that, she was, she has a channel and stuff like that. But I recognized her, and from the on the mission, and then Trump went on back on the spaceship, and then that I recognized her on that. So I do recognize people from our reality.
That's fascinating. Yeah, that's amazing. Like that. And then did you ever have like bleed through from like your time as a soldier? Do you ever remember like when you were a soldier and you were a Marine? Did you ever get taken then? Do you think like on like covert missions? Like
well, from like I believe I was getting taken like all throughout like I still am involved on missions and stuff. And it's just been like I've been getting taken for as long as like I can remember, since 6 years old. Like you said, you're still like I'm still being watched. I'm like, because they know I'm doing disclosure. They know I'm involved with bringing all of the technologies out, bringing all of the truth out, especially with MILABs and TIs, because that's where my specialty is. Because my testimony is my truth of everything I've been involved in over the years.
Yeah, and do you want to like? Are you trying to help other TIs and MILABs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I am, because it's just like I know I'm going through what I'm going through, and like as a veteran, I know, veterans know that it's not easy, like because you go through things that, like, people don't go through unless you're a veteran. You kind of understand. So TIs is like the same thing. Secret Space Program, veterans are the same thing. I see them as the same thing. So I just want to help people understand through my experience the best I can.
Well,
So
can I
that
ask you a
that's
question, Anthony? Were you in when you were in the Marines? Were you in combat in this world too? Like were you in like Operation Iraq and all that? Like,
yeah. I was in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was there in Fallujah in 2005,
dude, my
and
friend, my friend
in
I just want to tell you, I got to tell you this. You'll find it. My friend was a gunner on a tanker, and he got blown up like a couple times, and now his head's rattled. He was like, This was back. I mean, I haven't seen him since like 2015, but like back then in 2015, he was on OxyContin because like he got severely traumatized. Like that bomb, like whatever. It was like I guess it was an IED. I think that's what it was, an explosive that hit their tank, and then he went back and he got like blown up again. Like he got hit twice. Like so his brain would rattle. You know what I mean? Like so, I feel
yeah,
for everybody. And also,
yeah,
my dad was a Vietnam vet. Like so, I saw my dad go through like. My dad never wanted to talk about war, and he was like really like he drank a lot and stuff like that. Just I think to kind of like wash it away, and stuff like. So I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
yeah.
There's only things veterans, especially combat veterans, go through.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate to hear about, your friend and your dad. But it's just like uh it's just something that you just gotta live with. And I'm fortunate to have not, suffered as much as other people have. But I'm glad to be alive. And that's I know I've been through things in this life, and then I've been through what I've been through with the Secret Space Program. And I know that it matters, like what I've been through with the Secret Space Program and with the TIs too. It's actually of national security interest. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? It's actually of the highest national security. Um,
and
you know, uh,
one thing I wanted to mention about you is you've channeled your trauma through martial arts. Like you're like a highly evolved martial artist. Where some people will turn to like this and that to cope with their trauma, but you're a highly evolved martial artist, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm I am an old soul too. I've been through many lives. I remember past lives. And that's when I was 6 years old. I started remembering lies of Egypt and stuff like that. And then I was just remembering being initiated in the pyramids. And just being in the medieval times. And Atlantis. And I was just remembering all my past lives. So I really believe that was how I was able to take the trauma and stuff, and withstand the trauma and endure the trauma and stuff like that of what I went through in this life, and turn it into something like what I did with martial arts. And then like started professionally fighting. And then I want to help. I want to pass it on, because with knowledge, we have to pass it on. So I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, I mean, we could do a part two to this, but like, how can people get a hold of you? And are you offering any services, or you want anything you want to promote? I know you have your school you want to promote, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Is I'm really trying to uh, teach the teachings of the Pythagorean Illuminati. And I created a school. There's a new app called School, which is a good thing that I found, which is able to, I'm able to teach my classes on there. And I think I gave you the link. But yeah, I got the books online and stuff like that. And yeah, Facebook. And yeah, I could just I do offer services. I do like soul readings, where I developed a I developed a divination way of divination, because back in 2012 when I woke up, I started studying ninjutsu, and I found out divination is part of ninjutsu. So I developed my own divination. And
Yeah. Wow, that's dude, that's sick. Your own form of ninjutsu?
yeah, definitely. Because I call it Osirian ninjutsu. That's my martial art that is my martial art.
Well,
Because
dude, I love that.
I I definitely named it after like the heavily Egyptian like part of my soul, because I remember a lot of Egyptian past lives, and I do remember being in the pyramids, being initiated in the pyramids, and actually I remember a memory where I was in the a cold dark chamber in the pyramids, and I was in there, and then I lit up, and I started levitating because my light body had lit up, because I obviously had gotten to that level of the mystery schools, because that's what they're always teaching.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, because the pharaohs were had to be initiates in the mystery schools, and that's what represented the kundalini, with the snake in their head. It was the kundalini. It was them having risen up their kundalini.
Yeah, it's cool. And so, how can people? Will you send me the link to your school, and I can share it with the like like, or do you? I think you sent me it. Like
What the length of my school?
the link to your school.
The link. Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
Okay, I'll put
Yeah,
it in the description when I post this. And yeah, this was awesome, Anthony. And if you want to do a part two,
yeah.
we can do a part two or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like, it's good to just talk about, disclosure and truth and what's going on, because, we have to talk about it in order to, because what we think matters, and they know that what we think, so we have to start thinking differently and creating differently. And that's the key, is the mind and our thoughts, and accessing the mind and source, and and getting in connection with source directives, like, and what source and daddy wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Anthony. This was awesome. And yeah, and I'd love to have you back. And yeah, I guess until next time. And thanks,
All
dude.
right.
This was amazing.
Yep, that
All
sounds
right.
good.
All right. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you
Thanks.
next time.